This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba for another technical diving tips, techniques, and trips video.
Hello divers, thanks for joining me today. The subject of today's video is the carry-on crackdown. If you've flown somewhere recently, you may have noticed that several commercial air carriers have changed their policies regarding carry-on and personal size bags. What we're going to do in this video is discuss some of those policy changes and how to still be able to carry all your dive gear on board with you in spite of these new policy changes.
On my recent trip to Bonaire, my usual carrier made a huge point of informing me of the changes in their size limits of their bags for carry-on and personal items. The carry-on bag size was pretty much the same, but the personal item bag size was dramatically reduced from what it had been previously. It is now 17 by 10 by 9. This is a little bit shocking because it used to be larger, the same size as one of the low-cost budget airlines' personal item size, which was 18 by 14 by 8. So my previous luggage system, as described in video 22, may no longer be an effective way to transport all of your dive gear on board the plane. The personal item size spinner is now too large to be considered a personal item and is now considered to be a carry-on. The backpack is still carry-on sized, but it now counts as a second carry-on and is going to be fined and checked. So if we want to stay within the good graces of our commercial air carrier and not get fined, we're going to have to make a few changes if we still want to carry all our gear on board. We want to continue having one piece of luggage with spinner wheels so it's easy to go through the airport. So what we're going to have to do is replace our personal sized or previously personal sized item spinner with a full size spinner. When you do this, be dead sure that the actual dimensions are 22 by 14 by 9. Many manufacturers and Amazon claim to have dimensions of 22 by 14 by 9, but when you actually receive and measure the luggage, it far exceeds those dimensions. And that exposes you to potential problems at the airport. Now that we have that settled, let's turn to our personal item sized bag. Fortunately for us, the maximum dimensions of the plate are 16 by 10. So what that means is the plate will actually qualify as a personal item. However, it is unlikely that you'll be able to fit as much as you did before when the backpack was actually the carry-on item. So that means some of the items that were previously in the backpack will now have to be moved to the new carry-on, which could be okay because the new carry-on spinner is much larger than the previous personal item spinner. This solution does introduce the possibility of a weight issue. The airlines are cracking down on that too, so that's going to be the subject of the next video. This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba. Thanks for watching and please subscribe.